You are now watching abnormal television. There are images that defy logic, recordings untouched by reason, and moments that science cannot explain. Each frame, a whisper from the unknown. Open your eyes. You've entered the abnormal.
I just want to get to level 9.
What's at level 9?
It's one past level 8.
Whoa.
Yeah, I'm not a man, I'm a turtle.
I would have thought you were a man.
Well, at first I thought I was a level 4 alligator, but I'm a level 9 turtle. Level 9.
Alright, y'all, look at this shit.
Yesterday, and unfortunately, that rain does stick with us.
That's a bird.
Rain chances as we head into the afternoon. This is our look over Pensacola Beach on our generator, guys. Camera. We have.
That's a bird. The fuck is that? What the fuck is that? What is that?
I agree with his comment. I think we all died in 2020. Here's why I think it was 2020. I started working from home in 2017, and everything was fine. But something changed in 2020, and something started happening every day beginning in 2020 that really threw me off. So what was it? It was birds. I would hear birds chirping loudly every day in 2020. I hadn't heard birds chirping just outside in years. But all of a sudden, in 2020, birds start chirping every day, loudly. And something was just off. Something felt off about it. So I'm like, well, I've been living in the same place all this time. And all of a sudden, and then I saw people on TikTok and Instagram start mentioning the same thing. They're like, why do we hear all these birds chirping? I think it happened in 2020.
I've been seeing videos over the course of a couple of days where people believe that the Anunnaki are returning, saying that they try to contact us through some sort of a broadcast in like South Carolina and Georgia or some shit. While I haven't seen a shred of evidence yet to support the fact that they try to make contact via broadcast, here is what I do know. Our skies have been behaving strangely for quite some time now. And if we believe that one shred of the Bible is in fact true, then he said pay attention to them. Y'all know damn well the moon was never, it always was waxing, waning side to side. It never was top to bottom, and now all of a sudden it's just doing whatever it wants. I have actually seen photos, real photos, of there being two suns in the sky. And when there is only one, it is so white and so hot, like an LED bulb or a tanning bed. People are saying all those booms, okay? My mom saw an orb come out a pink ball and just explode with her own two eyes. People are saying the meteor that allegedly fell was allegedly not a meteor at all, that probably it was debris. How did we all hear from the Bronx, and at least to where I'm at in Mississippi, all hear the exact same thunder? Now, could what's about to happen be blue beam? Are we really at WAR? I'm going to tell you what I did. I went on, when we were into it with the big is, or whatever, not us, God forbid, but the hostages. I discovered that none of them had social media and were extremely beautiful before a certain day. I mean, I guess, there weren't any ugly people, What if, and hear me out, we're not actually at WAR with each other right now, but they've all joined forces because they know something bigger is coming because they're sick of it. And they're all going to try to keep us distracted while it's happening. I'm just thinking outside of the box here. They could only decide to agree on one thing, and that was the Antarctic Treaty. Because where are they really coming from? And if that were a possibility, and we already know we can't trust the powers that be here, why not give the other guys a chance? Just saying. Have a good day. Because why can't you agree on anything other than the Antarctic Treaty? What are you so worried about? Losing power? You lose all those? They left us here with these reptilians. Yeah, and maybe it's time for them to go back to where it is they came from.
What's that? Oh, the company Brainbridge is saying that they're now very close to being able to transplant a head from one person to another. Tell me more. Yeah, they're saying because of recent AI advancements that they're going to be able to do this in the very near future. Okay. Yeah, they're saying that the way they'll be able to do this is they're going to take the brain of a person that has maybe cancer or some sort of ailment where they're about to die, and then they can put that head and brain on the body of somebody that is brain dead. Oh, goody. They said that you'll be able to keep your own thoughts, memories, and consciousness, but your body will take a little time getting used to because you might have been like 5'5" going into a 6-foot body. Oh, goody. They're saying that you can do this over and over again, meaning that you can live for hundreds of years potentially. Oh, that's exciting.
So the veil is completely thin. People keep saying it's thinning. No, the veil is thin. Have y'all been seeing what's been going on in the skies just this year? Just the weirdest things that no one has ever seen before happening in the skies on a nightly basis across the world. Not just in the US, but I mean literally everywhere. There has been weird things happening in the sky. Now, a lot of people are saying that it's the galactic war going on in the sky. It's the war in heaven going on in the sky. Whatever it is, we can all attest to everyone being able to see these weird things. Thus is how we know that the veil is thinning and the time is drawing near. Remember, the Bible says that there will be signs in the sun and the moon and in the stars. And then it follows up and it says, on the earth there will be distress of nations. What are we seeing literally in the skies, the moon and the stars and the heavens? We are seeing weird things like orbs and lights and different sounds. Y'all heard the sounds in the sky and different places. We are starting to see a lot of different biblical things happen in the sky. These are incredible signs and wonders. We are all perplexed. The fact that I see people seeing UFOs, like that up there is apparently a UFO, quote unquote. The orbs. I thought this was insane because these little things were moving upward. Y'all, the veil is thinning. You know who to turn to. His name is Jesus Christ. He is coming back, and he's coming back sooner than everyone may think.
Take a look at this. See that big ring around the sun? That, my friends, is Nibiru. Wormwood in the Bible. That's what they're trying to hide from us. See that big old eyeball in the sky? That's wormwood, and it is here because the tribulation's about to start. That's why they spray to hide that. But there's wormwood.
This is why I'm from the water, man. What are you talking about? The hell is that? What the fuck? Holy crap! What the fuck is going on out here? I know I'm not crazy right now. Hold up. What? Whoa! Whoa! Whoa, 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 whoa. Lord have mercy. Hold on, just so we know this ain't no BS right here. I'm on the beach right now. Look, if you look in this, I'm looking at the sky. You don't see no stars, right? No stars. No stars in the sky. Look at the ocean. Nothing, right? Nothing. Nothing. Can't even see the ships, right? Oh, I think I might have lost them. They might have disappeared. Yeah, they're gone now.
A blackout in Hammett, California, everybody. Look at that shit. Right here, Hammett, California, blackout. Look at those, look at all those lights. They just appearing little by little up in the air in a row.
Did you know multiple US presidents have kind of admitted UFOs are real? Now sit back and watch these clips and hold on to your pantaloons, bruv.
First things first before we move on. UFOs. You've been the president. You've seen all the info. Are they real?
You know, they've given us an idea for our next book.
Well, what do you know? What can you tell us?
The truth is that we've never proved one, but there are things flying around up there that we haven't fully identified yet. And keep in mind, there are basically 1 billion galaxies in an ever-expanding universe. I mean, you can't even get your mind around the sheer number of things that are out there.
And I'm actually being serious here, is that there's footage and records of objects in the skies that we don't know exactly what they are. We can't explain how they moved, their trajectory. They did not have an easily explainable pattern. And so, I think that people still take seriously trying to investigate and figure out what that is.
And they were in the Oval Office, 3 or 4 pilots. These are not people that make up stories. They said, all I know, sir, is there was a round object that was going 4 times faster than my F-22, which is a very fast plane. And it wasn't, it shouldn't have been. It was round, sir. They have seen, 4 or 5 guys I've interviewed, solid people, great pilots for the U.S. Air Force, etc. They've seen things that they cannot explain.
When you were in office, and I don't know when this happened or if it happened, did you go through the secret files, the UFO documents? Because if I was president, that'd be the first thing I did.
You know, it's funny. My daughters asked the very same question.
They did?
Yeah.
Would you be allowed to tell your daughters what was in those files?
No.
You would not?
No.
Now that you're out of office, you can do anything you want, right?
True, yeah. But I'm not telling you.
You're not telling me. You're not telling me what? Are you not telling me that you looked at them?
I'm not telling you nothing.
Are there really great secrets that you know that you can't share with people?
Yeah.
Yeah, there are. And you would never write about them?
No.
Maybe at a time in your life that you're like, oh, I'm 90, I'm going to do it.
No.
No, nothing.
What?
Look familiar? It happened again. Another mysterious fireball, this time caught in Sweden. Oddly enough, it has the exact same color and characteristics of the other one that we saw in the United States. The one in Georgia. I'm really starting to think it's not a mysterious fireball at all. They say this one went down into the earth and went through a house and they had evidence of it. Seems a lot like it. Even crazier, they both had a mysterious bang with it, and they both were not called a meteor. And also, I believe this was yesterday. That's not the only weird thing in the sky. I don't even know what this is supposed to be, but it was recorded by many different people. Maybe the stuff we're seeing in the sky is demonic. Did you know in the Testament of Solomon that the demons literally told Solomon that these falling stars are them when they have nothing to hold on to? That's pretty crazy, right? This you see in the background is just an honorable mention of weird things that just happened in the sky. To me, it looks like a pinhole, like a portal. And no, it's not a lens flare. You can see the big lens flare at the top of the screen. It stays situated with the sun and with the sky without moving as the camera moves. She does that a bunch of times on purpose to show you that it's something that's really there. We are living in some really weird times.
So you know those mega James Bond style stratospheric balloons we've been tracking? The H-bows flying solo above commercial airspace silently across the US? And if you're new here, there's a playlist. 400,000 of you can't be wrong. So, do they look like they're floating randomly? Look at this probably coincidental triangle. But get this, their flight paths trace sacred sites, ley lines, ancient ceremonial zones. So what are they doing? Calibrating sensors over geomantic hotspots. Those are places where the Earth itself amplifies or bends signals where the natural energy field is more active or sensitive. Are these natural antenna zones useful for communication, surveillance, or even subtle frequency experimentation? No, wouldn't be that. Side note, I happen to notice on the 5th this NOAA plane flying like this around Texas. It's a storm chaser. But there was no storm. But get this, Waco also is a place near ancient mound sites with sacred rivers, deep limestone aquifers highly conductive to electromagnetic fields. Mineral belts here include quartz, magnetite, even trace uranium. The plane left from Lakeland, Florida, another zone of aquifers, shell mounds, and electromagnetic anomalies. It flew a path connecting southeast and central U.S. mound cultures. Is this a coincidence or a sacred corridor? I don't know what the P3 was doing. Could be testing, could be nothing. But here's the thing with the balloons. High altitude frequencies can influence the ionosphere, the electromagnetic field, and maybe even our dreams. Mass dream events are a thing. They've happened before major events like 9/11, even the Titanic. Weeks before, people had these prophetic dreams about what was going to happen. So if you're under one of these flight paths, have your dreams been different? Probably not, of course, but hey, this is permission for us to be ridiculous together. Side note, if I am not showing up on your For You page, despite the fact I post almost daily, please save and share if you want to see more of this content. And let me know what you think all this is about, and I'll see you in the comments. Take care.
Alright guys, here's a picture of the creepiest house I've ever been in. This house was built by a very, very famous Utah celebrity. I call this an altar room. I'm going to be doing a video diving more into what this house was, what this room was used for. And I'm hoping to have it finished up later today or tomorrow. But now going down this spiritual path, when I went through this house, this probably is back in 2020, I didn't really know what I was seeing. All I knew is this house just made me feel sick for some reason. Like I did not feel good being in there. I felt super creepy. There were a whole bunch of just really weird things in this house that I didn't understand. But now going down this path, I more fully understand what was going on in the house. Anyways, I'll be posting that later on today, hopefully, or maybe tomorrow. Stay tuned. I want to say I'm sorry, and I'm not sorry for posting that video. I'm sorry to all the people who've suffered from different forms of satanic ritual abuse, both in people's houses and in more public or holy settings, you could say. I had no clue what I was getting into when I posted that first video, but clearly there was a need for that post. I've had hundreds of people reach out to me since posting that, telling me stories of different forms of abuse they've suffered. Just want you guys to know you're not alone. Walking down Park City Main Street right now, and I guess Utah is kind of a perfect example. On the surface, it looks calm and perfect, like everyone has their shit together, but you get just underneath the surface
And there's a whole bunch of trash. And especially Utah County, I think, is a perfect place for that, where everyone on the surface looks like they're well adjusted and put together. But just underneath, there's a whole bunch of horrific shit going on. So for those people who are saying it doesn't happen, my inbox with hundreds of messages says otherwise. And I guess for those people who have suffered from shit like this, if you want a platform to go to TikTok. I've had so many positive messages from people on that platform. And then you hop on Instagram and people just want to pretend like it doesn't happen. And I think that has a lot to do with how a lot of people are raised. If we just sweep it under the rug, it's not happening. If we just sweep it under the rug, it's not happening in our own backyard. It's not happening in Utah County. We just keep sweeping. But it's time we stop sweeping and people start talking. If anyone else wants to be brave, reach out to me and let's start talking.
Every day, the world is becoming more godless and demonic. If you're not familiar with the EDM and rave world, a world that I used to be a part of, it really is its own world in that people get high off of the energy that the music is bringing. They get high off of the decor, the setup, the stage presence of all the lights and the DJs, and they get high off of actual substances that they're ingesting.
Here we go!
And what I'm seeing now with these festivals compared to when I used to go back in the day, these raves seem to be getting more godless and demonic. I mean, just look at these Nephilim-like structures, these images that people are dancing to, essentially giving their worship to. And we know that the Bible says that Satan is the prince of the power of the air. And we know that he's been moving through music, through the lyrics, by deceiving people, drawing them in with the beat of the music, where people are dancing in worship, whether knowingly or unknowingly, to the demonic lyrics of these songs, opening doors to have influence of demonic possession or influence in their life. And my prayer and my heart for you, my friend, is that if you don't know Christ, that you would open your heart to understanding the truth that is found inside of him, to escape the wrath that's about to come on this world for all ungodliness, for all those who have rejected Jesus Christ, for forgiveness of their sins, those who have rejected the righteousness found in Christ, to choose their own carnal ways. My friend, if you don't know the Lord, that you would open your heart to him today while you still can. And if you do know Christ, but you're distracted by all the things of this world, you're backslidden, you're lukewarm, you know that you have things in your life that you need to bring before the Lord to get right with God, my friend, I am praying and begging of you that you would open your eyes to see the truth prophetically written that Jesus is coming soon. Because the evil and darkness in this world is only going to get worse as Satan and the demonic are moving through several means and mediums like music to further permeate and make the world godless and demonic.
All right, I have a bone to pick. All right, this is how they erased magic from our minds. One newspaper article at a time, all right? Now that the cold light of science has thrown its ray upon the most remote parts of our globe, there is no longer room for legendary creatures. That's the opening line of a real 1897 newspaper article, people. And right there, they're not just saying mythical creatures aren't real, they're saying there's no longer any room for them. Mermaids are just dugongs, unicorns, probably a rhinoceros or antelope. The phoenix, pure imagination, they said. This was how the public was trained to laugh off wonder, to trade in imagination for rigid fact. Ugh. It marked a cultural shift. Centuries of myth, oral tradition, symbolism, and encoded truths about nature and our spirit. replaced by sterile logic and cold authority. Even more. Articles like this weren't just pushing truth, they were setting limits, fences for our minds. And once you realize this tactic has been running for over a century, you start to see how powerful our imagination must be, people. So I believe in giants, I believe in mermaids, and I believe in phoenixes. And I'll be damned if I let them steal that from the next generation. Fly, my friends. Love y'all, and have a good day.
I'm from outer space. I got Milky Way from Lord, evolution, you moving.
What's up, people on the internet? Alright, y'all, check this out. Okay, so everybody kept asking, test all the foods, so that's exactly what I'm doing. All the foods that I love are tainted, y'all. I'm not even joking. This right here makes me so mad. Like, we just got these, and y'all can plainly see that there's nothing white on top of this oatmeal cream pie. Nothing. So y'all check this out. Look at that. What in the hell is going on? Y'all, I don't care what anybody says in the comments. That's not normal. I don't care. That's not normal. I mean, it's only certain parts of it. Even the cream on the inside, you can't see it as smashed, but it don't even glow, and it's white. So, y'all let me know what y'all think about that. It's blown my mind. Like, when I'm done doing these series, I'm not going to be able to eat nothing. That's absolutely insane, y'all. Like, this makes me so mad. This is approved by the FDA. Millions of people eat these. I don't care what anybody says. Everybody in the South eats oatmeal cream pies pretty much. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this. I'm going to start doing restaurant foods. And then we'll go from there. I mean, what can you do? I wanted to share that with y'all. Here y'all go. Oatmeal cream pie under a black light. That's crazy.
Now, I find a lot of things, but this I have never found before. This is a graphene ribbon, but it's totally blue. And this is something I have never seen before. I have noticed that there's a new variant. I think due to the boosters, something has shifted, something has changed. This is a more aggressive variant because it really gets into the nervous system and into the brain. But this blue beast, I have no idea what this is. I have absolutely no clue. This is so weird. And especially because, like, here you see a normal graphene ribbon next to it, and that has a normal color. And this one's totally blue. And I couldn't tell you what this is. And this is, like, really, really weird. Next level, really, really weird. As you can see, it's like, it has a very unnatural color, and this is phase contrast, so normally it has all these natural, more natural looking colors, but this thing is beyond weird. I've never seen anything like it, like never, ever. Here you can see some more. It's really weird. Look at this thing. And here you see a normal graphene ribbon. You see that this has a normal color. So this is like yeah. And this is completely new. No idea what this might be. But do know that this new mutation is really aggressive, and that's why people have been getting a lot of headaches and all that jizzle because of this. And I have no idea about this one.
Okay, so we discovered something interesting. We've been hearing a couple waterfalls in here. Couldn't figure out where they were coming from. I think we know now. Let's see if I zoom in. with my light. I don't know if you can see that. It's like a slope or something. And that's the sound of the waterfall. Don't get too close to that. Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna take some pictures. Zoom in on this so you can. That is literally. That is literally a sword. Like, what the hell? I have no freaking clue. That's the most honest to God bizarre thing I've ever seen in a mine in my life. And it's across like, and then there's that slope right there. Focus it a little more. Tell me when, like that. That is so bizarre. Anybody want to explain to us? Me that. I turned the camera on because of that. Cody, that looks like natural cave right there. Oh my God, that's natural cave. That is a natural cave. Yeah, oh, more than likely. I'm just really, seriously guys.
Thank you for watching. See you next time.